Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Self-Advocacy, Building Your Brag Sheet session and how to navigate American college admissions. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Yuki Izumi. So today is all about self-advocacy and also American college admissions process. And it might be a lot of informations, but don't feel pressure. And this is, again, Ms. Amy said, this is the first session to learn more about what's out there and about college application process in general. And although applying for college is still a long way off, it is never too early to learn and prepare for college so that you have plenty of time to discover what you like and what you're passionate about. So I'm slowly moving on to our topics. But before that, let's learn a little bit about American college admissions. And some of you might know some information already, or some of you have no idea, and that's okay as well. And let's learn together. So types of colleges and universities, maybe some of you might heard, but there are 4,000 college and university in the US today. And the different types of colleges and university, including public, and as I mentioned, UH-Hilo, for example, is a public four-year institution. Some of you might heard a very famous school like Stanford University or Harvard University. Those are private institutions that offers bachelor's degree as well. Community college, also known as junior college, is also a very popular pathway to start a college journey in the US. So those college offers associate degrees, two-year college, but able to transfer to four-year university and colleges later on. I personally started my college journey at community college in California, and because I wanted to save my tuition, that was part of the reasons. But American University is very easy to transfer to different institutions. So this is some tips to maybe helpful for you later on. Other types of school, including military academy, performing arts schools, culinary arts, and those are also a very popular option as well. So as I mentioned that there are 4,000 universities. So how do you, narrow down your choice? How do you find your right school? So research university and colleges is also the first step to narrow down your choices. Attending college fairs, both in person or online, which ironically widely available, especially after pandemic, and sessions like this today, or seminars. If there's any opportunities in front of you, just grab it and attend as much as you can. And also exploring college websites. This is very simple, but this is something university put a lot of money in creating website. So exploring college websites is very important as well. And a lot of university offers virtual campus tours. So you can actually take a look at what the college campus community look like. Instagram, Facebook, I'm sure everyone, not everyone may not be, but a lot of people might have it. And it's another great indicator to see how active the campus community is like. And including UH-Hilo too, but it's very, very easy to set up a virtual admissions meeting with admissions officers. And so if you have any specific questions, if you're taking the right classes in the high school, it's actually a good idea to reach out to a university admissions officer and learn about their admissions requirements too. So those are the basic tools that you can kind of narrow down your college choices. It's kind of like what Ms. Amy was talking about earlier. Most importantly, ask yourself questions. Why do I want to study in this country or in the US? Where do I want to go? And why do I want to go to college? And what do I want to study? So those are that questions that you can, we want you to kind of think about. before you even like researching colleges and universities. So academic programs, location, weather, size of schools, scholarship opportunities, also, going to tuition could be a big determination when you choose college as well. And active campus life, that's also important aspect because technically you will spend 4 years of your life in that college. So personally, I grew up in Tokyo, Japan. So when I choose college, I honestly didn't want to go to another city. So I wanted to be surrounded by somewhere that I can actively participate in outdoor activities, and also that has my academic programs that I was intended to go. So those are the keys that I was kind of narrowed down at the time. And learn about admissions requirements. This might be a little too specific information at this point, but as I mentioned earlier, there are 4,000 universities in the US, and each university actually has a different admissions requirements. So when you're ready to apply for college in several years, make sure that you follow the university's guidelines and requirements. But I listed on the right standard requirements. Those are the most typical items that you must submit to receive admissions decisions. Optional requirements, including IB, AP scores, personal essay, letters of recommendation, which I'm going to talk a little more later. Some university has interview process too. And if you're applying to university as an international student, most likely they might ask you to submit a test of English proficiency test score, such as TOEFL, IELTS. Duolingo is another popular test that a lot of university recently started to employ. Student visa requirements is also part of requirements as well. And again, if you apply as an international student to the US, you need a student visa to get into that university. So those are that items that you may need to submit later on. Okay, so I mentioned about the types of university, admissions requirement, and what do you need to do now, right? So you're rising ninth graders, and you still have several years to go when you apply to college. So what can you do now? Participate in extracurricular activities. Very, very important aspect in terms of your life in general, and also applying for college later on. And some of you might be already part of those activities too. So what are extracurricular activities? Participating in school clubs, organization, community service, student council, church activities can be part of the extracurricular activities as well. Some of you play sports competitively, competitively play sports at school or a local sports club, Rotary, volunteer activities. Some of you have a passion about music. That could be extracurricular activities as well. And not only just just participating in activities, make sure to take a leadership role as well. And university basically are looking for not just a good student with academic standing, but also students who can be a future community leader and business and citizen who will make difference in their community. And you can always set yourself apart from other students through your extracurricular activities you participated and the leadership that you have demonstrated during your high school career. Also, building relationship with mentors is very important. Mentors could be your teachers, counselors, coaches, and I'm going to explain that reason later on, but building a relationship with them throughout the high school years is a very important, and is going to be a key in terms of college application. So on our end, what college admissions officers look for? So I talked about the importance of extracurricular activities, leadership roles, and relationship with your mentors. But why are these important? So as an admissions officer, we look well-rounded students. I mentioned that earlier, we're just not looking for good students with a good academic standing. We're looking for students with a good academic standing, but also other skills and interests. And especially very selective schools usually have students have a very high test scores and good grades already. So what sets students apart is extracurricular activities, leadership roles, work they have done in their schools and community. And schools are looking for smart students, but also looking for somebody who can make a difference. I highlighted that letter of recommendation earlier in the admissions requirement, but letter of recommendation is very important. And many universities require this item in their application process. So if that is the case, you need to ask your mentors, which I mentioned earlier. It could be coaches, it can be coaches, teachers, your counselors, to somebody who you know well, to write a recommendation letter for you. So now today's topic, brag sheet. And some of you might know what the brag sheet is about, but when you ask your recommenders, teachers, counselors, coaches, priests, to write a letter about you, this brag sheet is a very, very helpful tool for those recommenders to write a good letter for you. And it is basically a student resume. It could be like 1 to 2 documents, 1 to 2 pages of document. And it helps the recommenders to learn more about you and make sure to include what you want them to write about you to the school you are applying for.
We actually have, just to interject, Yuki, we actually
Yeah.
have a brag sheet format. And when they move on to secondary 3, which is next year, we will be introducing that to them. So they're rising 9th graders. So yeah, they will know what this one is. And yes, the school has its own format of a brag sheet. But thanks for introducing it.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's actually a perfect timing, because I wanted to mention that too in this in the next slide. So if just Ms. Amy said, if the school has a guideline or a specific format, make sure to follow that. And the contents of the brag sheet can be first and foremost your information, right? Your name and school. If you're asking for somebody who's not part of your school, like teachers or guidance counselors, and make sure to include your contact information. And of course, high school GPA. And if you have taken SAT or ACT test score, it's important to include that test score information as well. And again, extracurricular activities you participated, and when did you do that, and how long did you do that? And leadership roles as well. If you are part of the student council, for example, you were a president or a treasurer, and those, if you have any like titles or a position, that's always additional information that's helpful in the brag sheet. And any achievement or awards is another great item as well. And goals for the future. If you apply for specific schools that directly connects to your career, that's definitely include that information as well. And tips on how to write a good fact sheet so that your recommenders can be is very basically helpful for recommenders, and be concise and organized so that they are easier to write a good recommendations about you, and be professional. So no slang or any casual sentences. I'll be professional because you're asking them to write a letter about you. And be honest, but don't hold back. Don't be too humble. It's your time to literally brag about you. And again, follow your school guidelines if your school has a specific format. And it is important thing is to ask your recommenders in person. Of course, you can always send a quick email, say like, hey, please, dear so-and-so, please write recommendation letter for me because I'm applying to this university. Here's my brag sheet. You can technically do that, but it's always better. It's always nice to ask them to write about you and ask them to do that in person. And give them enough time to write the letter. It's not something like ask them 3 days before you need to turn into that letter. So when you decided to apply for college, and if the college requires letter of recommendations, and then as soon as you find that information, I will suggest to reach out to your recommenders that you need a recommendations letter. Just a few final suggestions, kind of like what I just mentioned throughout the presentations, but communicate with your teachers and high school guidance counselors if you have any questions at this point. And again, admissions counselors are actually very available if you have any specific questions regarding that university. And get advice and have people review your materials before you submit. And last but not least, consult with your family or friends who have experienced living or attending school in the US or overseas or in general. And don't forget to, since you guys are rising ninth graders, it is important to just enjoy your high school life also. I know I might just provided a lot of information, but make sure that you enjoy your high school life as well. In addition to, putting a lot of effort in your high school coursework or extracurricular activities. So yeah, that will be part of my final suggestions too. Okay, this is my contact information. If you have any questions to me directly or about University of Hawaii at Hilo, this is a QR code. If you scan a QR code, it will take you to the UH Hilo more information website. So feel free to click that